start with the Python syntax. So means that the way we write any programming language is called syntax. So if you have familiar with other programming language, they have different writing style. Like in Python, we use print for printing or displaying the stuff. But in different programming languages like JavaScript uses write, a keyword to write something on the display, or like cout in C++ language, where we use cout to display anything on our screen. So in Python, the syntax of uh, printing any output on our screen is print. So this is the way how we write Python, and this is called syntax. The way we write code programs in Python is called syntax. So here is few codings, but we will be moving forward like this. This one is just a simple print function where we are printing hello world. You can also copy paste in your uh, somewhere like your where we can try out writing our programs like this one. As we have discussed before, we are using W3 School code editor for writing the programs. And if we write code here, like the print one, print hello Spacu, then you can see that the display will be hello Spacu. And it just a print function, and this way we write Python syntax. So if we move forward like other programs like the conditional one where we use if statement. So in Python we use this syntax to for a conditional like if 5 is greater than 2, then print 5 is greater than 2. Because of this statement, 5 is already greater than, it's a universal truth that 5 is greater than 2. Then it's print the uh, this statement 5 is greater than 2. So if we try out this like copy and pasting it here, we can see that what will be the answer. So the answer will be 5 is greater than 2. If we change the statement, don't worry if you don't understand the things. We will be discussing these conditional in coming up tutorial. Not now. We just focusing on how we write the programs. We will move forward and learn the fundamental how to write conditional in depth. But for now, just for understanding you, I am telling you. If 2 is greater than 5, which is not right, then what will be the printing? This statement is false, so there will be no output. So for having another output, like if this condition is not true, we need another condition which will be automatically true. So it will be else statement. So this way we write syntax. With this way we write conditional statements in Python. So what we will say, if 2 is not greater than 5, then 5 is greater than 2. We will change the statement. We will say 2 is smaller than 5. So if we have two conditions, like if this condition is false, then this output will doesn't display. But if it doesn't display, what will be the next condition which will auto or default will be displaying instead of this if it's not correct. So in that case, we will get the second output, which is 2 is smaller than 5. So if we switch the number again 5 and 2, then you will see we will be getting the first output because now the statement is right and now the condition is right. That's why we are getting this one. But if for now just we are focusing on understanding how the syntax work. We are not moving beyond it like going towards the logical stuff. We will discuss it later. So Python will give you an error of if you skip the indent. Like we have done this. What if we remove this indentation, like the spaces before this, to just uh, collapse with the border. So if we run that, what will be the answer? Then it will display an error like this, because in Python, whenever we write any condition, we have to use some space before it. In VS Code collapse, it automatically detected by the IDE, but in a website like this, they doesn't uh, have the functionality to give auto indent, but in some cases it gives. Like here you can see that when we clicking on this, it will displaying some spaces before the text. So this way we can write the stuff and it will doesn't show any issue. But if it's not happening in your case, you should put some space before writing other statement. So this way you will be error free, your syntax will be correct. So this way Python codes are writing and written. And you can also see that the number of spaces up to you, programmer, for but it's at least one. So it's up to you how much spaces you want. It should not smaller than one, I think. And it and if you don't give any one space, it will display an error. But if you give many spaces, it will doesn't give any error. It will be functional, it will be run. But the best practice is that you should at least have a one space after your condition. So this way you will not get any error, and the terminal and the code interpreter or code editor will understood what they have to execute. So this way you can see that. So the next thing we are going to explore are you you have to use the same number of spaces in the same block of code. Otherwise Python will give you an error. So for that, this is another scenario where we can see an error. Like if we put one space before the print function to display the stuff, and we have many space after the print function, you can see that it will display an error. When we have the same spaces in each of the statement, then it will work. So it's already dependent on the first statement. If you put at least one space, so you should also put one space after the first statement. So spacing alignment are should be exactly same with the first command you are writing. Otherwise it will display an error. So you have to know about these basic syntax rules. So here is another thing, which is Python variables. In Python, we have variables which can store data, which can store integers, which can store strings, which can store anything you give to it. It may be number, it may be decimal, it may be rational, it may be syntax, it may be anything you want, you can store in Python variables. It's just a container which will contain the stuff. So if we copy this and paste it here and run it, it will doesn't display anything. But if we print something to display here like x, then it will display 5, because the 5, the x contain the value of 5. So that's why it's displaying 5. If we print y, then what should be the answer? The answer should be hello world, because the variable y containing hello world, value of hello world, the variable doesn't need any indication of variable type, like is it integer, is it a string, is it a decimal. We just have to write that variable name, and after that we just have to assign the value, and it will automatically change it data type. Like in let's see, we will discuss it later, but for now you should know how we store stuff in variables. So you can store anything in variable. The next stuff we have to discuss: in Python has no commands for declaring variable. As we have discussed, there is a no declaration of uh, types of data variables. Like we are not putting integer, string, or word or text before the variables to indicate is it a text, is it a number, is it a other stuff. So we doesn't need to declare what data type it gonna uh, store. So yeah, that's the way we write Python programming language. You will learn more about the variables in coming up chapters in Python variables. For now, we just focusing on how we write Python. It's just all about the Python syntax. So we are just focusing on Python syntax. So now it's time to discuss the comments. So basically, we write a lots of code in our programming files, and it contains lots of function, many logical stuff. But we need something to write in the program which will not being execute. But when a developer, when anyone who is scanning, analyzing the file, should understand what we have done. So here the comments come. So you have a print function. So if you put a comment like this, before starting any comment you have to start with hash. It will declare that after it, if anything is coming up, the content will be a comment. It will be not executing, it will doesn't contain any error. uh, After all, if you put the print function in it, it will display nothing, because after the hash the line will be a command line and it will doesn't execute. So for that we have to have it separately. So now it will display, and you can see that we can write any comment here, like this one. This is a command, so it will doesn't execute. If we remove the hash before this, then it will obviously display an error, because an English letter is also count as a program. So it will be a program, so it will be execute. And when it's execute, the syntax is not correct. It already has its built-in syntax which you have to follow. If you doesn't follow, it will display an error, so you have to follow this. So we can move forward toward the other stuff, like the statements. So what are the Python statements? A computer program is a list of instructions, as we know that, to be executed by a computer. Whenever we write any programs, it's just a command which we are going to tell to the computer that we need to execute this particular function, and the computer will understood the programming language, and it will display some function, output of some function. In a programming language, there these programming instructions are called statements. So the following statement print the text. Print Python is function on the screen. As we have discussed that the Python function is used for displaying something on our screen. So if you click on the run button, you will see some this output. So Python is used, print is used for displaying stuff on the screen. So this way you can see the output, and it is a Python statement, you can say that. In Python, statement usually end with line ends, don't use semicolon, doesn't need, but other languages contain semicolon in the end of statement. Like you doesn't need of putting semicolon after this, because Python already knows, I think so. If line is finished, it will be finished. Program is limited to the line. If we put many programs in same line, what will it happen? It is displaying error. So in this case, if you want to write many commands in program statement in one line, you have to put semicolon. So the program will understood the statement is finished, and the next coming up is the another statement. So if you have many program in same line, you should start end with the semicolon. Otherwise, the semicolon doesn't need it. It will automatically execute because the ending of the line means in Python the ending of the program. So hopefully you understand. You can try out the many stuff like these, all of this stuff. If we put it here, then you can see that for the example above this statement, the first statement execute first hello world, the second statement is execute print have a good day, and the third will be a learning Python is fun. So these are the output of the stuff. So as we have discussed, we can put many programs in same line, but we have to put semicolon before starting new function, new command or new statement. So you have to know about that. If we doesn't put the semicolon when we writing many uh, programs or statement in same line, it will display an error of invalid syntax. So the syntax means the way we write Python programs. So hopefully this section is helpful for you. In the last of this section, we have to discuss coding challenge. As we have learned the Python syntax, now it's time to have a challenge for us. So for that, the first thing which we have to do is uh, we have to print hello world, print have a good day, and print learning Python is fun. So we need print function, and we have to put this copy and hello hello world and this, and if next we have a good day, and the last one is learning Python is fun. So hopefully your answer will be also correct. Let's check it out if the result is correct or not. That's where you can see that our answers are perfect. So that's mean we have perfectly learned the Python syntax. So now it's time to move forward towards learning Python outputs. Now it's time to discuss Python output or print. So basically we use print function to display or display text or output values. So we have done this a lots of time, like printing hello world, printing our names, and what it will do, it will just display the stuff which we are writing into it. If we write numbers, it will still run. So now you can see the display function is our print function. So whenever we need anything to print, we just use print function. If we don't use any uh, inverted commas, it will still print if it's a number. I hope so. If we print any number, then it will print. So in case of number, we can both use inverted commas or without inverted commas, we can run stuff. But in the text, we cannot display the stuff without any inverted commas. If you use single inverted commas or double inverted commas, it will be okay. But focus on that. If you start with single inverted comma, you should end with single inverted comma, not double inverted comma. It will give some errors. So you should start with double inverted comma if your uh, final inverted comma is double inverted comma. So you should start with the, so the means value you have to have the same inverted commas. Either you start with single inverted comma it should be ending with single dot inverted comma. If you start with double inverted comma, the statement should end with double inverted comma. So that's the case you have to follow to display some things. So let's print out these all of this stuff to have a think how this works. So our section is output section, so we are just seeing how we can print out in our Python code. So you can see that it's very easy to display anything in Python. Just use print function and you will okay to go. As we have discussed, you can use double quotation marks or single quotation marks. It's up to you, but without quotation marks it will display an error of syntax. So the syntax means the way we write Python code. So in Python code it's rule that you have to close this statement inside the inverted commas. So without that it will display an issue. So if you want to start a new line of stuff, so what you are going to do? So we have new two, three different prints, but what you want to have this value in different line, but in same print function. So if we do this, what it will be displaying? It will displaying in same line, but what we need it's in different line. So here ends come. And is a feature in our Python where we can use to end the line. So when we click on that, it will end the line. Hopefully it's ending the line or not. I think so. Let's see. So it's still displaying an error. It's just because this happened. We have to have another print function, so it will not display an error. So if we see that, then now it will be in different line, hopefully, but it's not. So for fixing out this, what we need, uh, we need ends. However, in browser mode, it doesn't work well. Yeah, it's working. It's putting some space between this. If we remove the space, it's collapsing. If we put some spaces, then the hello world and the text has some spaces. So and just use for space between sentences. It will not shift the stuff in next line. So let's see if it will do with n. If we put n, will it go to the next line? No, it's not going to the next line. For now it's okay. If we doesn't know, it's up to you. If you want to have different statement in different line of stuff in same print function, you should go for research, or let's go for ChatGPT. For learning we can use ChatGPT. How uh, how I can uh, have different sentences in same print function in different lines. So ChatGPT will tell us what is the stuff, what we are doing it wrong, and it's giving a complicated stuff. So instead of that, we have to focus something like if we put for now it's okay, you can try it yourself. I don't want to make it more complicated, but in coming up lectures we will be going towards more advanced topics so we can understood it more clearly. So in the beginning, I don't want to overwhelm yourself by telling you the most difficult stuff which is difficult to learn in the starting, but in when you become familiar with the programming language, it will be more easy for you. So Python output numbers. Still, we can use print function to print out any number as we have done this before, but we will new something new also. Like we can print any number just using print function, and we can add the numbers like plus 10. It will add up to the this number, and we can also do divide whatever we want. Everything will be done in this, so it's easy for arithmetics. So if we mix it up with text, what will happen? Hello, I am this number. So what will happen? So it will display the number. I am 1. So we can use this as we have. Like in this case, we are using the numbers and sentence in the same print while separating with commas, and we have a complete sentence of this. So this way we can mix text and numbers. You can combine text and numbers in one output by separating them with commas. This chapter was just about the numbers. Now it's time to move forward towards uh, Python output coding challenge. So every section contained some challenges which you have to follow, which you have to do. So now we have a challenge that print the text IM and the number 25 in the print statement, one print statement. So for that we use print function, and we write I am and put this and separate this with 25 comma, and just click on this. Let's check the answer. I'm 25. That's the create, and we have just learned how to output stuff in Python in best way as we have done the stuff, and the solution is just same as we have written. So we have mastered Python output. So let's move towards the next section, which is Python comments.